Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SST and History by Dipankar sir. If you like my style of teaching, please share, like and subscribe my channel. So today we will cover the class 8 chapter 7 part 2 of previous video, which was on the weavers, iron smelter and the factory owners. Okay, in last video I covered about the weavers, the textile industry and why the textile industry declined in India and what was the effect of First World War, and after the First World War how the textile industry again growth in India. So today our topic is iron smelter and factory owners. Now can you imagine that the sword of Tipu Sultan is lying on the in front of you. So will you be able to play or lift the sword of Tipu Sultan? Probably not, because it was heavy and made of wood steel. Now I'll discuss what was the wood steel. So Tipu Sultan, many of you know who was Tipu Sultan. Tipu Sultan was the king of Mysore or Raja of Mysore, and he ruled till 1799. He fought 4 battles with the Britishers. Now wood steel. Wood steel is a kind of steel which we were found in the South India. Now wood steel, it is a high carbon steel and carbon particle present on the iron is a small particle present on the iron surface. So that made the wood steel more stronger and sharper. Francis Buchanan visited India in 1800 AD and write about this steel. Now the steel known in southern state in different name, but similarity are there among all the names. Like example, Ukku in Kannada, Hukku in Telugu, Urukku in Tamil and Malayalam are the names of the steels. So from these, the wood steels. Michael Faraday, great scientist, fascinated by this wood steel and invented the electricity and electromagnetic theory. Now I'll discuss the why this wood steel industry declined. So we find several furnaces abandoned in the South India during that time. And why this wood steel industry decline? First is the New Forest Law of the Britishers. What happened in the New Forest Law? The Britishers prevented the people to enter in the forest to collect the woods. So what happened? To produce this steel, they needed the woods for the furnaces. So New Forest Law prohibit the people to cut the tree or to collect the woods. Second is, due to the New Forest Law, the mining was also centralized, means it is a purely government property, and mining was reduced. So the production of iron ore also reduced. So that is the another reason of the decline of this industry. Third is the several due to the Britishers came to the India and their war pattern means they started using the fireworks, means the gun and the cannon heavily. So the use of sword and the dhal means the protection for the sword, protection of the sword fight. So the use of these are were reduced. So that is why the need of the steel were reduced. So the people who are engaged in this profession are shifted to the other profession. They migrated to the cities, as the case we find in the textile industry also. The same thing. So many people gave up their profession. Last is the import of the steel from the British. So due to the industrialization or development of heavy industry in the Britain and Europe, the import of the steel and the final product of the steel increases that time. So Britishers produce the steel or produce the equipment in the England or Europe, and they bring it to the colonies like India. So that is the reason the Indian steel industry declined. Now we'll see what happened after the 1900 AD century. In 1904, the Sorabji Tata, the eldest son of Jamsetji Tata, started wandering in the Chhattisgarh area, and in 1912 they formed a company, Tisco, Tata steel industry, that is short name is Tisco. They started the production. Now in the meantime, 1914 the First World War started, and that is the initial point when the scenario changed. So what happened? The import of British steel industry reduced. So the Britishers try to get more product from the India. So Tisco production increased to meet the demand of the First World War. If we go to the 1919, the ratio of the purchasing of the steel product by the Britishers came up to 90% from the India. They bought the 90% product from India, only 10% product are imported from the British. Now we have seen that what was the situation in India. Now we will discuss a small example of the world. What happened during that time in other countries in the world. For example, as you are starting to know about the industrialization, I'll take you into the Japan. So we'll discuss what happened during that time in the Japan when the industrialization flourished in the Japan. Okay. So early years of industrialization in Japan. So Japan is a East Asian country. Okay. And Meiji regime was responsible for the industrialization. So Meiji regime started or took the power during 1868. And what happened? Meiji regime, to resist the westernization in Japan, they took a series of measures and started to develop their country. Now we'll see what were the measures of Meiji regimes which helped Japan to become industrialized. Now first these measures, these are the measures. First, they started to develop the postal service, and along with the postal service, they also started to develop the telegraph service to send messages or letters very fast from one section to another section. Second, railway network. They started to develop the railway network to send the raw material or finished product to other parts of the country. Then they developed the steamship industry. They developed this help to bring the raw material from other country to their country. As we know, Japan is a country which is surrounded by all the side by the sea. So that's also help by the help Japan to increase their industrialization. They also export their finished product to other country. Japan government or Meiji regime provided very cheap loan in a very provided loan to the generous loan to the people for this industrialization in a cheap interest rate or very low interest rate. Second last point is that they help to set up the large industry initially, and after when it is fully set up, then the government sold it to the private people, so that will increase their production. So they initially set up the industry and then sold the industry. Last one is that they started using their products, industrial products, into the military equipment. So the First World War was the helpful for the Japanese for this industrialization. So it is a overall situation how the Japan started their industrialization and came to this very fastest growing country. So this is all about the class 8 chapter 7 second part. So please like, subscribe and share my channel. Thank you.